welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel. You already know. So today is going to be a video, you guys, a video. Okay, if this is your first video that you're watching of me, hi, welcome to the channel. And you picked a good video, you picked a crazy video. I recommend watching some other videos, but you picked a good video. Okay, so this is gonna be crazy. Put some blush on. All right, so this story has a good lesson in it, y'all. A good lesson, and I'll kind of go over the lesson at the end of the video once I'm done telling the story so that y'all understand. Okay, so this has happened when I was like 16. So as you can tell from the title of this video, the cops actually ended up finding meth in my apartment. I know, crazy. That's a crazy title. Is it true? Yes, it is true. This is not a clickbait title, so let me get into it. So when I was 16, you guys, I was living in California, and I was going to school there. My apartment was right across from the school, so everybody would come over to my house like this, and I probably, told that story many times. Like, my house was that house. That was the house you'd want to be at, because first of all, my mom had to like also work in Canada as well, or she was in California at that time, but she was going back and forth, so sometimes I had a place to myself. So I kind of had the run of things. So when she came back, she eventually had to come back and stuff, and she had to work nights. She had to work nights. Now, like, that was perfect for me because at the run of the house, like, I got to like go to school in the morning by myself. Like, I just walked, right? So I'd come home, she would have already been left to work. I don't see her till the next day in like the afternoon or whatever when I come home from school. So like, I had the run of the house some days. So me and my friends would come over to my house and smoke and this and whatever, hang out and stuff. So one day we were walking home. I was like, I kind of hung out with like I kind of was letting anybody come over, like that wanted to, like, hey, you're pretty cool, like, come over to smoke. Like, friends would bring their friends type of things. Like, I didn't really know who was coming over type thing. So one day we decided to, like, hey, we're coming over to my house after school. Like, who wants to come over to my house after school? So we'd either hang out like at the McDonald's or my house. So we went to McDonald's first, whatever. That's where we got food and stuff. And then we started walking to my house, because you had to basically pass the McDonald's to get to my house. Anyway, so on our walk to my house, this girl, like, I kind of am friends with her. Like, there was these two girls that were friends with this guy, and I was more so friends with this guy. Me and him were really good homies. We'd always smoke together, this and that. And I remember, this was like when I was 16, y'all, so it's kind of like it's so back in my past. Like, I've lived so many different lives, yeah, so many different lives, so crazy. So we were walking. I'm trying to remember to the best ability as I can, so bear with me. But we were walking, and I remember this girl, like, they were kind of in, what's it called, like, kind of like foster care. Like, they were in the system, kind of people. So I felt like, bad. You feel bad for people, like, you're like, that don't have like maybe the greatest bringing up. You just like feel some type of way. So so I was like, yeah, come over, whatever. So, I really wasn't judgy at the time, so it was fine. I was like, whatever, like, I don't care who you are, who your parents are, what your life story is, like, I will welcome you. So we were walking, and all of a sudden, like, we're walking. I wasn't really paying the most attention, because I'm like really in my own world most of the time. Okay, so I wasn't paying the most attention. And this girl, she's been over before. They've been over a few times. But while we're walking, she like picks something up. She's like, oh my gosh, like, what's this? Like, it's a baggie of like stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, I can't exactly what I said. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not like that type of person that would ever pick up any like cigarettes, like weed if it was on the ground. Like, nothing on the ground would I ever like pick up, touch, or like think to do anything of it. Anyway, so the girl like ends up grabbing it and like takes it and puts it in her pocket or whatever, and I was like, hey, whatever. Like, what she does is none of my business. Like, I don't care. Like, I wouldn't take anything from the ground personally, but she put it in her pocket, you guys. Remember this. So I kind of forget about the incident. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, she can do it, whatever the fuck she wants. Like, you know, I didn't even know what it was. Like, it was just like a bag of stuff. Like, I wasn't really paying attention, but I remember her picking up something, putting it in her pocket. I remember that. So anyway, we go to my house. We smoke. I was never really a drinker, but I think they might have had alcohol. I don't know. I'm not sure what they had, but definitely we were smoking weed. And the two girls like were planning to just like sleep over, and we would go to school the next day. You know, like that's how it was. Like we'd just sleep over and go to school. I would ditch first period a lot. Like I probably like never in that first period class, hardly ever, because you know I use that time to get ready for school or whatever. I was like, we're going on my own time. So yeah. Anyway, like eventually I go to bed. I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed, this and that. And I think the other girls, like, we all go to bed. That's how I remember. I just remember going to bed. So we all sleep. I wake up. I get ready. I forget if I won't say her name. I think one of the girls was there when I woke up. And I was like, oh, where's the other girl? And she's like, let's call her Viola. Okay? So I'm like, where's Viola? And she's like, oh, she left in the middle of the night last night. I was like, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there was this other guy. So before I realized she wasn't there, before I went to bed, there was this other guy that used to be like my F buddy. Okay, so he would like come over and we'd have like casual sex once in a while, because you know I wanted to like kind of, you know, I was like sexually active, of course, but I kind of wanted to do it like mostly just with like a certain person, but I did not like him like that. Like I didn't want to be in a relationship with him. He's just kind of like a casual sex partner like that back in the day, because I was wild back in the day, y'all. I'm telling you, like wild. Okay, so he was this like casual, like never, like he tried, like that's what I was saying, like I never caught feelings or whatever for anybody. Like I can hold back my feelings. Like if I don't want to have feelings for you, I won't. But he like tried to ask me like many times. I'm like, no, like I'm just not into you like that. Like this is just like casual. And he's like so toxic. Like he is just not the type of person that you want to marry. Like he would totally be the abusive type. He was not abusive to me. Like he tried to like, I think he slapped me once. And I literally lost my, like I can't even remember, you guys. But this guy was so crazy. And I think I hit him, like, I don't know. I just know there was, like, one incident that I was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck do you think you are touching me like that? Like, I will not tolerate that. So anyway, he was a casual, whatever, weirdo guy that, you know. But he was fun. Like, he'd take me around and, like, drive me this and that places. But he was, like, he was trouble, I guess you could say. And so I invited him over that night, and he brought his like 2 friends or whatever for like them, right? So like 2 friends. So I remember how it went. Anyway, I ended up going to sleep, and then in the morning, like I made sure I was like, hey, you guys have to leave. Like I can't exactly remember, but I was like leave whenever type thing. I probably was like leave whenever, like, you know, I'm going to bed. Like I don't care. Like that's how I was, I think. I can't remember if they left. I thought they left already. Like I don't know. I honestly can't remember if they I thought they left because I went to bed. So anyway, I wake up, I go to school. I'm like, well, before I go to school, I wake up, I'm like, where's Viola? She's like, oh, Viola left in the middle of the night. She got homesick or whatever or something. She said something again. Like I didn't really care. Like whatever, you're a grown ass person in my eyes. Like you can choose to leave, and it's not like you have to stay, whatever. So I go to school. I go to second period because I skipped first, and in second period I got called down to the office. I'm like, okay. And I walk down there, And I thought I was in trouble for skipping first. I was like, fuck, like, I'm getting in trouble for skipping first. I wish it was that, y'all. I wish it was that. So I go in and they take me to this room, and the regular constable, like, police officer for the school was already sitting in there. I'm like, okay. And then they're like, have a seat. And I had a seat. And all of a sudden a detective came in. And I'm like, oh, fuck, like, this ain't about skipping. Like, this is not about skipping. Okay, so he sits me down. The constable's just listening in. And he's like, do you know who, Viola is? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, do you, like, when the last time you saw her was? And I was like, yeah, she was at my house yesterday. I'm like, okay. And then they're like, she's missing. And I was like, what? She's missing? And then, I told them, like, what happened. Like, we walked home from school. We smoked, whatever, did this, like. And then I went to bed. And then I realized, like, this was, like, a tactic that they use. They lie to you first because they want to see what you know. They want to see, like, how much information you'll give out, so they don't tell you the whole story because they want to know what you know first. They don't tell you anything. So, but that's literally all I knew. So I literally thought she was missing. I was concerned. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, so then eventually, like, this other detective comes in. And I think they were playing, like, good detective, bad detective, like good detective, bad detective. Oh my God, I can't even say that. And the other one comes and is like, we found her. Bullshit, because, like, she was never lost, okay, y'all? Let me give you a hint. She was never lost. And then they're like, yeah, we found her. She said that she was R-worded. And I'm like, what? This was news to me. Okay, this was news. I was like, this was so crazy, like, the whole thing. Like, I just went to bed and went to school. Like, what the happened? Like, I'm so confused. So, they're like, she's R-worded by, and then they said the name of, like, my fuck buddy. Let's call him Chester. Okay, Chester. So, I mean, was I shocked? No. I mean, I was shocked that he would, like, I was feeling like, I was, like, so shook, kind of, but not, like, the shook that, like, he tried to, like, have sex with her. Like, that was not surprising at all. Like, he's just that type. Like, that's why I would never want to be in a relationship with him, because he's, like, whatever, I don't know, he just was, like, a fun time. That's all it was. Like, he took you on adventures and shit like that. Like, that's it. And I feel like he did that to, like, make me mad, but also he's, like, a horny fuck, so, like, I wasn't surprised. So this is the story that I hear. I was like, okay, and I told them everything I know. They want to take my iPad and, like, my phone or whatever, and they're like, oh, we can get a warrant for it if you, like, don't give it to us and this and that. So I think I gave them my iPad. I don't know if I gave them my phone. I was like, I don't know. And then they found my fake Instagram account. I don't know how they knew. Oh, probably one of the girls told them. Like, I was, like, so shook. And then the police was like, so you have, like, this fake Instagram? And I was like, yeah, it's private, though. Like, don't you care about college or getting into college? And I was like, no. Like, they were, like, really, like, they're so annoying. They're being so annoying. Like, this is none of y'all business what I be posting. Like, but everybody's so on your future. Like, this isn't even about me, and you're trying to make this situation about me. Like, how about the girl that got R-worded? Like, hello, stop talking about me. Like, so mad because my account was called something really funny. Like, it was, like, side hoe, something like that, So, it was just funny. Anyway, so, okay, I leave and I go home. And they're like, yeah, you can go home. Like, you need to go home or whatever, this and that. My place is getting raided by the cops, you guys. Like, probably not FBI, I don't know. But there's, like, you can tell it's being raided. There's vans everywhere outside the house. Neighbors are like, what the what's going on? Like, just raided, y'all. They, like, just, because I guess they called my mom and they were, like, asked for permission because they can't do that without a warrant. And it would take longer to get a warrant. But, like, she was like, yeah, like, go in, like, this and that, Which is fine. Like, she had a right, like, go in. Like, I didn't do, like, anything. Like, I literally woke up and went to school, and this is, like, what's happening. So, anyway, so it's being rated. That's why I was like, yeah, I was not the greatest kid. But who does this happen to? Like, you're telling me as a teenager you haven't invited friends over and, like, smoked some weed and then go to school. You haven't skipped first period. That's all I literally did, y'all. And this is happening to me. So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So my house is being raided. Yeah. So, like, they... because they need to, like, you know, get DNA from the scene, this and that, whatever, and all that. So that's what happened. So anyway, I found out from the other girl. Yeah. I find out from the other girl the story. I was like, what the hell happened last night, y'all? Because, you know, my place is being raided. Like, this is what I'm hearing. Like, they told me she was missing. And she was like, yeah, apparently she went to McDonald's and called the police. I think the detectives told me that. She went to the McDonald's, called the police, and said that she was R-worded at your place. And I'm like, okay. So then the other girl was telling me, like, this is what happened. So I went to bed, and then, like, they were gonna hook up with each other. So fine, like, whatever. Like, I really don't give a fuck. I really didn't care, honestly. I was kind of like, I was in my mind, like, really, this bitch, like, she's so, like, a bum, like, you know, but I'm hanging out with her. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, not a bum to, like, ugh, like, get with like that. That's crazy. Like, I would have thought he would have went with the other girl, at least. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Anyway, I don't really give a fuck. So he apparently, like, they were gonna, like, you know, hook up. And because I want to know the story, because, like, you know, I believe that, what did I say his name is? Chester. I believe Chester is, like, really pushy. Like, he is the type to push you to have sex. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, like, it's not being, like, R-worded. Like, I would never claim to be, like, R-worded by him. But he was very, like, forceful. But I do believe if you were to say no, like, really, like, no, you know, like, actual use your words, like, no, he wouldn't. But I was always that type to, like, play around and be like, like, you know, like, I liked it when he worked for it, like, type thing. That's how I was, so. Ugh. And he also, like, took the condom off many times when we were hooking up. Like, that is just so wrong. Like, that really pissed me off. And that's, like, actually, I think a type of, like, assault in California now. I don't know if it was at the time, but I know if you do that right now, you can be charged for that. But he did that, like, once or twice, and I would get so mad. Like, I was on, like, I had an IUD at the time, like, when I was 16, but still, like, that's not okay. What if I wasn't, like, that like, he's just, like, a disgusting, like, that's disgusting, like, person, like that. So anyway, like, do I believe he could, like, I don't know if he would actually, like, force someone, like, hold them down and force them. Like, to me, that's what our wording is. Like, to me, it's like they're forcing you, not like you agreed to it and then you're, like, kind of, like, you don't know about it. Like, that's how I feel, because, like, you can't play games around like that. You have to either, like, be, like, no, or, like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You have to say no. So the other girl tells me the story, like, they planned it. Like, they planned to have, like, intercourse. And I was like, okay. And they even went to, she's like, oh, we don't have condoms. So they even drove to the store to get condoms. That's what she told me. And then, like, I forget the whole story, but they went to the store to get condoms or whatever. And then she made the girl wait outside. Yeah, so they came back. She made the girl wait outside so that she could, like, you know, have intercourse with him in my living room. So, and I was sleeping in the next room. So to me, like, I wasn't there. I wasn't conscious. I wasn't awake. So I don't know what happened for sure. But to me, it's, like, so sketchy that you went to the store to get, like, condoms, right? Like, you planned it. You came back. You made her wait outside. Like, I mean, if it was really something going on, like, when you run to the door, like, I'm sleeping in the next room, like, wake me up, like, something, like, if it's an emergency. So I don't know. I feel like she was just feeling bad after it or something, y'all. Like, I mean, I wasn't there, but you have to look at all the facts because you have two people to believe. Either, like, her saying, like, you know, he did this to me, or either him saying, like, well, it was consensual. You know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, and people will be like, oh, well, you can't judge because you weren't there. Well, look, an actual judge wasn't there and they're judging. Like, that's a person that was not there, but they have to look at both the stories and decide someone's fate, and the person that wasn't there is deciding the fate, right? So you have to look at it from a perspective like that. And it's just like the whole thing didn't make sense to me. Like, no, I get it if you guys want to, like, have intercourse, like, whatever. I wasn't mad. I feel like she thought I was gonna be mad because I was like my man kind of thing, but no, like, he was not. But I could see why she, like, would have thought that, you know, because whatever. But yeah, it was just really messed up because, like, I don't believe in just, you know, calling it R-wording if it's, like, not an actual, like, they didn't force you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you plan it out, it's like, how is that force? So, and then also the girl, you know, that was waiting outside that, like, told me the story was like, yeah, she's done this before. Like, she kind of, like, gets money out of it type thing or whatever. Like, she did it before and she, like, got a settlement. I don't know exactly, but she told me she did it before. So, but who knows what happened, like, before, like, if that, you know, maybe before was actual. But, like, for me, I was like, you know, I know he can be an asshole, but, like, I really didn't believe her because it's like, I was really there. Like, you couldn't have woke me up and you couldn't have said anything to the girl standing outside. Like, you couldn't have said no at any time you went to the store to get condoms. Like, it just didn't make sense. It was like, why? Like, I just, whatever. You made, like, the other two guys wait outside too. Like, I don't know. Who knows? Like, it could have happened. Like, I mean, it's really not my place, but it's like, you have to look at everything, like, and the judge makes a decision based on that. So, I don't know. I think he did end up getting some time for a few, like, his trial, like, was, like, he waited a whole year before his trial or whatever. They wanted to subpoena me to court because, like, I guess I was there, but I wasn't. And then my mom was like, well, she wasn't even there, y'all. Like, she wasn't even there. Like, I'd be no help. So, like, they were like, yeah, okay, like, whatever. You know, they didn't make me go because, like, I was so useless. Like, I told them everything I know. I was sleeping. So, yeah, I never ended up going to that court thing or whatever. Okay, so now back to the meth. So, basically, when they were raiding my house, you guys, they were like, I guess the police kind of knew me, like, for other incidents, like, basically just, like, weed. I don't know, like, the police, like, knew me well because, like, I guess, like, the neighbors might have called the cops, like, once or twice, maybe, and, like, just, I had weed, and I was smoking. That's mostly what it was, like, but, yeah, like, the thing is, I was never even that into weed, y'all. I just did it to be cool, you know. I was, like, the cool girl, you know, the cool stoner girl. Trying to impress my ex at the time that I was, like, literally obsessed with. So, yeah. So, anyway, while they were raiding my house, they found that stupid baggie of meth that girl picked up. And she's the same one that, like, claimed that she was R-word and everything. That it was that girl. This girl, like, literally annoyed me so much because, like, you brought this, like, into my house. You left it on the table. She left it on the table. They said they found it on the table. And because it was in my house, that, like, my mom, because she's the owner of the apartment or whatever, not me, a 16-year-old idiot, they could charge her. But because, like, they probably would have charged me if I was, like, 18 or whatever, like, this and that, because they probably just wanted to get me. They wanted to get me, y'all. And they were like, yeah, we could charge you for that. And I was like, whoa. I was like, you think I do meth? Like, y'all are crazy. I said, you can drug test me right now. It's not mine. She literally picked it up on the sidewalk. Like, because when they said we found a baggie. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, of meth. That's when I had literal flashbacks to her picking up that bag. She's like, what's this? Put it in her pocket. And I was like, that's when I realized, like, oh my God, that was, like, literally meth. Because I didn't know what it was. I wasn't going to try and find out. And that's how I found out. I was like, oh my god, they could literally and that's what I hate about the cops. Like, they literally they can just get you for anything, even though it's not your fault. You know what I mean? Just because it's in your house, like, they don't do no investigating. Like, it's in your house, it's yours. Doesn't matter who brought it in. Like, that's so fucked up. Like, you're gonna ruin someone's life over the stupidest. Like, I guess they didn't. Like, they were nice enough that they didn't. So, you know what? Thank you on that. But, like, oh, that's so stupid that they could. Like, that is too much power for someone to have. Like, I bet it, like, would have gone to court and got dropped anyway. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, like, I don't know. But that was, like, so scary as a 16-year-old. I'm like, I'm gonna be charged for meth. Like, this is not gonna look good when it gets around the circle at school. I mean, like, weed is cool, but, like, meth? Yeah, that's gonna put a damper on the reputation, you know? So, but the whole school knew that my house got raided. I was like, yeah, it got raided, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, the teachers would be talking to the students about it. Like, I know this one teacher that literally taught, like, so, yeah, her apartment got raided. And I'm like, that's gotta be against some HIPAA or something. That's gotta be against some disclosure. Like, I get no privacy. So it wasn't like, even like, y'all, I literally had these people over to smoke. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so now the whole lesson to this story, you guys. So thank God they didn't, okay? Everything worked out okay. I'm good, okay? So that's what I'm saying, you guys, now as an adult, because I was not an adult at that age. You know, I thought I'd been knowing shit, but I still don't know shit. At this age, I don't be knowing nothing compared to what I'm gonna know at 25 or 30. Like, I'm still young, okay? But I'm learning from my mistakes, because trust me, y'all, when I say I've lived many lives, I've lived many lessons, and I have way more knowledge now than I did before. So now I'm very particular and careful on who I bring around me, who I bring, like, what their energy is and what they bring is very important. And I know it sounds very selfish and very like, oh, you're being judgmental, this and that, oh, you don't want certain people around you, because I've already lived that free spirit. Oh my God, anyone can come. Like, I don't care who you are, you know, what your past is, what you do, like, you can come, I welcome you. That bites you in the fucking ass, because at the end of the day, they don't care, because they wouldn't bring that shit around you if they cared. And, like, nowadays, it's like, if I feel like, you know, you're ratchet, that you would be the type to maybe just pick up a baggie off the floor and bring it in, sorry, you gotta go. Like, I'm not hanging around you. I don't want to be like you. I'm only hanging out with people that, like, that are gonna make me better, okay? Because, like, I tried doing the whole, like, you can't fix people, y'all. Let me tell you something. You can't fix the broken unless they want to be fixed. I mean, you can be nice to them from afar. You can't let them in your space, because, you know, let's just say, like, these people that maybe do drugs or maybe are into a certain lifestyle, they'll take from you, they'll steal from you. Like, you don't know. Like, you don't know them. Just because you're some type of way doesn't mean these people will be the same type of way around you. So, like, now I'm so different. And, you know what? People that haven't learned these lessons will never understand, because they haven't got bit in the ass yet from it. You know, you really have to learn a lesson to change and not hang around with certain people. So that's why I don't feel like, you know, when I'm seeing things and, like, people are letting anybody around them and then shit happens, but they keep letting those same people around them, I don't feel bad. It's like, you need to learn from it. Like, if you're not learning from the lessons, there's no helping you. You need to grow. You need to figure it out. And you know what? Everybody figures these things out at different ages, and maybe I'm a little bit ahead. I don't know if I'm ahead, like, of most people my age. I'm 22, so I don't know what the right age, but I'm learning at my pace. And maybe if you're older than me, you're younger than me, and you haven't learned these lessons, maybe I can help you kind of have an insight before you have to learn them yourself, because I've learned a few, you know? So that's what I'm saying, y'all. You have to protect your energy. You have to protect your things. That's why I moved the way I moved. Like, I moved the way I moved because there's reasons. There's super reasons. I don't want to affect my safety. I don't want certain people knowing where I live for reasons. you know, and people don't realize until it's too late, like, you know, and people don't respect the way you move because they don't realize the outcomes yet. And you have to let those people learn on their own. And, you know, sometimes you have to put your foot down and be like, no, like, that person's not coming over for reasons. So, you know what? I might be a bitch. Might be me and a mean girl. Okay, not letting her. I just couldn't care. I couldn't care. Because at the end of the day, I know I'm going to be good over here. Like, I'm going to be fine. Because I know how it is when you put your guard down. You learn lessons. So, yeah. That's the story of the time they found meth in my apartment, y'all. A good learning lesson. No, I don't never touch the stuff, would never do the stuff like meth, heroin, etc. Like, that's just like, please, y'all, like, I know if you're if someone is struggling out there with addiction or know somebody, it's incredibly hard. That's like I wouldn't wish that on anyone. That's so awful. Like, I hate whoever invented those drugs. Like, I hate it. It's just awful. Drugs literally help no one. So please never even one time try those drugs. Like, I would never, like, just like, if you ever thought of doing it, like, you know, you don't you don't wake up one day and decide to do like meth or heroin. Like, you start off with weed and then you go to the next thing, you want more of a high, this and that, you get deeper and deeper and deeper. Like, it's a cycle, and it's just like, it's so awful. Please get a different addiction. Like, try shopping, try buying. Like, my addiction is shopping. I love that addiction. Like, it is kind of bad, but I'm like, hey, at least I'm not addicted to like something that I'm not getting anything from. You're just like hurting your insides of your body, you're rotting your teeth, your hair's gonna start falling out, like, your skin's gonna wrinkle. Like, get an addiction that's gonna make you look better, enhance your features, or make you happy with things. You know, get your nails done. Like, I don't know what it is, be addicted to getting your lashes done, facials. Like, do something, get like addiction that's gonna help you and not like end up killing you and the people around you. Like, my shopping addiction affects no one but my wallet. Okay, so that's all I got for this video, which is gonna be so funny because the people that don't watch the whole video are just gonna think I'm a meth addict now. But again, y'all, I could not give a fuck. I could not care. Like, those people don't know me. They don't take the time to watch the whole video, so they're gonna have an opinion on me like, oh, she does meth, she does drugs, this and that. Like, yeah, bitch, think what you want. Whatever you think about me is true. Okay, does it affect me over here, how you think of me? No. Because my real supporters know the truth. Like, the people that really know me know, like, you know what I mean? So that rumor's probably gonna go around now. So I love that for me. Yeah. Anyway, you already know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.